Hey guys, it's Angela here and Merry Christmas. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, so I decided I would do an old-fashioned Christmas memory recipe that I just love. When I was in high school, I was an aide to a preschool for like the handicapped children. And I would go over there in the mornings and sometimes in the afternoon to help them. I spent 2 hours in the morning before, like in the beginning of school, and as a work program type thing. And they were just the most fun kids. I really enjoyed that job. That was like one of my very first jobs. But anyways, when it came to winter time and Christmas time, the lady there that did the lunches and the other teachers and teachers' aides that worked there full time, we would make up this Christmas tea recipe, and we would drink that in the mornings while the kids kind of played and had some morning activities and stuff. So I thought I would go over this with you. And I also, because of that, it kind of spurred me on to some of my memories of, learning to cook and things like that. And I just wanted to show y'all some things that when I kind of started preparing for this and I was looking for the recipe, I saw, and it just was kind of brought back a lot of memories, a lot of reminiscing for me, okay? All right, so this first thing I'm going to show you, so it's kind of like a show and tell and a recipe all in one. So this first thing I'm going to show y'all is my very first recipe box that I did in school when I took homemaking. Now I know girls don't even take homemaking anymore, but we took homemaking. And then as a new wife and everything, I added some recipes to it. Of course, I've way outgrown this little bitty box now. But I was looking for this recipe and thought I might have put it in there, and I didn't, but it still spurred me on and I wanted to show it to you. It's so old, but this is my little recipe box from school, and I even, have my name on it from, we kept it in the classrooms and we added our recipes to it. But so some of these more later recipes, this is when I was a new mom collecting recipes. But then other recipes are with things that we made in class. And so, I have them on little index cards that we had to make in class. And I had a great homemaking teacher. Her name was Wava Sue Hurley. And we just learned all sorts of things in there. And she would let us she would kind of have a theme, and we would pick out the menu, and then we would look up recipes. And then she would even take us shopping to the store, and we learned about shopping on a budget. We had a budget of so how much we could spend and all that kind of stuff. So we just learned all sorts of things with our homemaking class, of course, sewing and all sorts of things. So this was my little recipe box from homemaking, and I still have it. Now, secondly, the other things I wanted to show y'all is, I know these are like from the 70s, but these were my mama's mixing cups. And I still use these. These are like the mixing cups that I use. They don't match my kitchen or anything, but I love them because they were, my mom's. And then the other thing I have is her measuring spoons. Now, I'm not big on measuring with measuring spoons, and sometimes I don't even measure real good with a cup. I kind of can eyeball things now, and don't have to measure things so precisely. But these are my measuring spoons, and they're Tupperware as well. So just wanted to show y'all some things that kind of brought back some memories of, my early childhood and early being a mom and a new wife and stuff. So I'm going to show y'all the spiced tea recipe, and I'll try to also put it in the description. But it also is, it's kind of one of those things, you just make it to what your tastes are. This is kind of like just a basic recipe, and you can kind of add and subtract. I wouldn't do big changes to it. I would, if you're going to add something, add just a little bit of it and see if you could taste it in there. And if you like it and you think, ooh, I'd like a little bit more of that, I like that in there, then add some more. But this is kind of one of those things that this is kind of the basic recipe, okay? So it's spiced tea, and we're going to have a 1 container of Tang. And that is just this one that does 6 quarts. So 1 container of Tang. We're going to do 2 cups of Lipton instant tea mix, and it's the unsweetened. And then the other thing is, now my old recipe used to call for like 2 packages of like Kool-Aid lemonade, and I'm sure they still make that. But when I had asked my daughter to pick this up at the store, she picked up this whole big old thing of Country Time, which is fine. So I think I'm going to use as much as it would take to make 1 quart. The dry mix to make 1 quart on this recipe, and kind of see if that's about how it's supposed to taste, okay, how I like it. And then the other thing is cinnamon. You use a 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, 1 cup of sugar, and then a pinch of nutmeg. Now, on the sugar, the last recipe I made, I actually put a little bit more lemonade in there, and it was kind of a little tart. So I had some non-sweetener stuff, artificial sweetener, but it's the Truvia. It's like the stevia sweetener, and I would just add a little bit of that to my cup to kind of make it a little sweeter. So you could, if you have that, like stevia or New Naturals or any of those, not like, I'm sure you could use Splenda, I'm sure you could use Equal, all those type things. But if you wanted to be a little bit more natural and not use the sugar, have the sugar, so much sugar content, you could probably substitute this sugar in here with some stevia, because I did that and it was fine. It tasted really good. So let's get going. It's not hard. It's just easy to make. Let me grab a spoon. I didn't grab a spoon. All right, so first off, we're going to take this container of Tang and we're going to dump that in here. Let me adjust this camera a minute and get y'all where y'all can see what I'm doing, okay? Okay, so I'm back. I finally got that tripod fixed where y'all could see what I was doing. I'm kind of new to that, and I'm trying to work all that out, okay? So, here is the Tang. It's the container of Tang. So I'll put that whole container in here. Okay. Woo! All right, 2 cups of tea. All right. And then some Country Time mix. Okay, inside this cap, it has the lines to put in here to make 1 quart and 2 quarts, and then even more than that. So I'm going to kind of use this as my measured cup. Now for cinnamon, it says a teaspoon of cinnamon. So that's about a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of cloves. Now cloves is a kind of a very strong spice, so if you're not a clove person, kind of be careful with your cloves. You can go a little too much with that, but I like cloves, but there's a tipping point with some clove. And then it just said a pinch of nutmeg, so I'm just going to do like a little sprinkle on nutmeg. And then a cup of sugar. That wasn't almost a full cup, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Okay, and then you just mix it up. Just stir it all up. So if you Google this recipe or look it up on Pinterest or other YouTube videos, sometimes they call this Russian tea mix. So you might also find it under that, or it may come up when you do put that in there as under Russian tea mix. But this is so good. Now, everybody it's kind of like hot chocolate. Some people like a really thick, real chocolatey hot chocolate, and some people like, kind of a thinner hot chocolate. So that's kind of like this recipe is, how you would make it up. I usually use about 2 to 3 teaspoonfuls in my cup with my hot water, okay? And then this is a very good gift to give to somebody, and I'm going to show y'all. Let me get this all mixed up, and then I'm going to show you the little gift that you can give to people. Once I get it all mixed up, I've got some Tang in there. It's haloing out on us. Okay, I think I've got it all mixed up. I might need to do a little bit more mixing, but you can kind of see what it looks like. See? Now, for the gift ideas, I've already made some of this up, and these are baby food jars. My daughter has a baby, and so I asked her to save my baby food jars, and this is the Beech Nut brand. It has such a pretty shape of the bottle, and the lids are automatically green. They're painted green, but they've got lettering and stuff on them. So I had some material that had a white background, so I painted the tops of the containers white, and then I cut circles and glued Mod Podge the material on the top. Now, if you had a darker material that the writing wouldn't show through, you wouldn't have to paint the top of these white. But that's what I did. And then I glued some ribbon and just tied a little knot around that. And then I give these as gifts. They make such a lovely nice little gift for people. And you can get 2 or 3, 4 cups of spiced tea with this. So that makes just a really cute little gift to give to people, and you're recycling these bottles, you're recycling lids, and you've given a nice gift to somebody. I'll bring it up close where you can kind of see it here. But didn't that turn out cute? And I just love the shape of these bottles. So, I'm always a recycler. Y'all know I love to recycle and repurpose. So that's just one of the things that I'm going to give is to gifts to people when they stop by my house, or if they bring me something and I'm like, oh, don't have something, your mailman, your UPS driver, your Sunday school teacher, all those types of people that you have to give a gift for, that you want to give a gift for, and but you don't want to break the bank because you just have all these people that you have to buy for, but you want to be in that Christmas spirit and of giving to people that you care about and you want to love on. So this just makes a really nice little gift to give to people for Christmas time. Hope y'all enjoy this recipe, and I think I'm going to make me a cup of tea and sit down and rest. Y'all. Also wanted to show y'all, this is a jar that I did. It's just a regular ball jar. I had this scrap of ribbon, tied that pretty in a really pretty bow. Just think how that would be as a gift. That's a really cute gift too. It's a little bit bigger size. So just wanted to show y'all what it looks like. I've got some water heating up here, and I'm just about out. I've drank all this, so that's why I had to make some more. So I'm just going to put that in there, what I had left, which was just a couple of teaspoons. Yummy spiced tea. See how it looks? So good. It's so good. I'm telling y'all, it's so good. It just reminds me of Christmas so much. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. Merry Christmas. Glad y'all came to visit with me, and I hope y'all have a wonderful Christmas season and spend it time with your family making memories. Thanks for coming to visit with me. Bye-bye.